Let's go to Chris in Merritt Island. Chris, you're on News Talk WDBO. Go ahead.
Good morning, and thank you for taking my call. I'm calling for some, I guess, general information about Florida's sort of the right to work and non-compete contracts that an employer is asking certain employees to sign.
Okay, so Chris, I'm not an employment law attorney, but let's break those two things down for a minute. As far as I know, the right to work law in Florida is basically a law that says you do not have to be a member of a union to work in a particular field. That's my understanding of the right to work law in the state of Florida. It would be unrelated to non-compete agreements. Non-compete agreements are completely enforceable. They are enforceable in the state of Florida, and I'm not sure how the two are related. With that said, Chris, do you have a question for me?
Well, in terms of then the restrictiveness of a non-compete law.
Okay, they have to be reasonable in time and area. So I think the courts generally are holding that non-compete agreements cannot be any longer than 2 years, and the area they cover cannot be any larger than the area that the business that has put out this non-compete agreement is operating their business in.
Okay, if they're operating their business throughout the state of Florida in cities from Tampa to Jacksonville to Miami to Naples, I guess the bottom line is, if you live in a certain area and you live there and own your home, and you are restricted in all the surrounding counties for a job for a year, would that be considered reasonable? Because you literally couldn't get a job.
I think well, you can't get a job in the same area that you were employed at before. But Chris, what we just said was, what you just admitted to me is for a year, and it's within the area that they're presently doing business. And based on what I'm hearing, assuming all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted within your non-compete agreement, it is going to be enforceable. Now, Chris, if this is important to you, and it probably is, what you'd want to do is you'd want to sit down with an employment law attorney and have him or her review your non-compete agreement and see if they can find any holes or loopholes in it. When I get these kinds of issues, I refer them to attorney Travis Hollifield. He's an attorney in Winter Park, an employment law attorney. If you want to get in touch with him, you're welcome to call our office next week at 407-423-5561. Hey everybody, my name is Tom Olsen. The name of the show is Olsen on Law. You're listening to News 96.5.